All right, y'all. What's goody? Y'all already know what it is. You see who I'm
Going
here
on?
with.
What up? What
Curator
up?
of
What
the
up?
vibes himself.
What's
Hi,
happening,
Youngg.
man? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Chilling, bro. How you, man? You look like you lounging right now.
Yeah, I'm lounging right now, man. I feel like I'm just relaxed. I'm on some cozy time right now, but I want to thank you for having me on the show for sure. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely.
Thank you for coming on, man. Thank you for letting me allow to cut into your cozy time. You know
Of
what I mean?
course, man. Of course, of course, of course.
You know what I mean? How, yo, I mean, when was it the last time we spoke? Like two
Um,
years? Two, three
yeah, I
years?
think it was still COVID going around.
Right.
Yeah, yeah,
Right. It's been
it
a
was a lot
minute.
going on back then. It was a minute ago. I want to say 2, 3 years ago.
Right,
2 years,
right.
maybe the most.
Because I think you had just dropped "Heartbreak in the Trap," and the single "Heartbreak in the Trap 2" was about to come out.
Yeah, so that had to be like 2021, maybe. Yeah, that was a while
Yeah,
ago.
bro.
That was when I was
Yeah,
with Wicked, man, with Wicked Keys. Shout out to
yes,
Wicked
sir.
Keys,
Shout
man.
out to Wicked Keys. Word up,
Yes, sir. Yes,
word
sir.
up, word up.
Big Wicked,
So,
man.
how have you been, my guy?
I've been good, man. I've been maintaining, just venturing out with my sound. Definitely dabbling in the different spaces as far as the music goes. I think when I was doing Heartbreak in the Trap. I was actually like leaning in more of the R&B sound, right, or rap slash R&B sound, and then I think in between the gap from 2021 and now has been really, really predominantly R&B. But for the new project that I dropped, I definitely went left field with it and went completely in a different direction because started to venture out and try different sounds.
Of
That's
course,
where I'm
of
at with it.
course, of course. That's how you stay fresh. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you gotta be able to reinvent yourself. I try to tell people that all the time. Like a lot of people I know, they've been rapping for longer than I have been, and I always tell them, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. You never know what you could be or what your full potential is unless you actually go out there and try it. You know what I mean? So
It's facts.
I ain't afraid to try nothing new as far as music goes. I think Wicked played a major part with that. When we did
Right,
the pop records and
right.
the different type of instrumentals and styles that he was feeding off. But it's always good to reinvent yourself. So that's where I'm at with as far as creating.
That's good advice, though. That's a fact.
Yes,
Reinventing it
sir.
yourself is the key to longevity, man. That's a fact.
Yes,
One thing I
sir. Yes,
noticed
sir.
about you though, you stay active with this music shit. So like how important is it to you to stay active, man?
Um, I want to say it's overwhelming. A lot of people don't really see what goes on outside
Right,
of it, other than what you feed out to them. But in my
right,
greatest opinion, in all honesty, I think it's very overwhelming. But in my mind, I always feel like I gotta stay active. I gotta stay giving out new music or giving out music. But I was always like I was always like that as far as the music. I never wanted to fall back or take a break because I always felt like that's like time that you'll never get back. You know what I mean? And
facts.
I don't really want to spend that doing things that I could probably do when I'm like 70 or 80. You know what I mean?
Right,
Not
right,
to
right,
knock
right,
people
right.
doing that because we know a lot of people that do music
Right.
and some people will drop a project in January. You won't hear from them until 3 Januaries later. You know what I mean?
That's a
So
fact.
I didn't want to be in that because I do love creating and I love music and I have a strong team behind me. Not really a team, but I say like a home in the studio that I go to, and everything is so inspiring. So it's like every time I go in there, I just want to work. I want to keep cooking. I just want to keep the energy going. But yeah, but that's the fun side of it. But I think overall, it gets overwhelming. My
What's
biggest,
the overwhelming part? The promoting it,
um,
making it.
I think the overwhelming part is from an artist perspective is expectations that you desire. You know what I mean? So it's like you're
Yeah,
gonna drop a project in a week, and then sometimes you go out there pushing it, but like you can't really force music upon people. You know what I mean? Like we're
facts.
not about to sit you down, tie you up, like you got to listen to this or So overwhelming in an aspect where it could be draining because it's like, man, I'm giving you this heat, but I'm not really getting the feedback that
I
maybe
want.
I'm expecting. Yeah, or I want,
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But it's more overwhelming to the mental part, I think, because the
You off camera. You off
physicality.
camera.
Oh my bad.
So good.
The physicality, in my opinion, is out the window when you're done recording or you're done making videos. But it's overwhelming on the expectations. But a lot of people don't see it, especially if you're an independent artist and you out there and you drop the music and everything's coming out of pocket. You know what I mean? It does get overwhelming.
Facts.
And it's just like I said, like a lot of people want to hear the Drakes, they want to hear the Nicki Minaj's, they want to hear the City Girls. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep, yep,
like
yep.
that's why I stopped pertaining to the sounds of what's out because
Right, right,
there's no need for that. Like I'd rather give you substance. You know what I mean? Because that's what the game lacks. This is why I don't like rapping anymore. It's
right.
why I don't like making like music that I do. Like even heartbreaking and trap type music. I don't even like really
Yeah,
making that shit
I
anymore.
noticed you like completely went away from that.
Yeah, because I like I mean, as an artist, you never really want to listen to other people's criticism, even though like most criticism directed to you, even from the people that you love, could be like healthy criticism to help you better yourself. You know what I mean?
Constructive.
So,
Yeah, right, 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 right.
yeah, absolutely. So, I remember I was just dishing out records. I'll be honest with you, I could break it the whole break that I released a record earlier this year, Irrational. I think that's what it was called.
Hmm.
That to me was like a how could I say it? I want to say like a sample record or like a kind of like a giveaway, right? Like I want,
Okay,
oh, I would say like it was a bait record, right? Like I
okay,
threw it out there to see if somebody will bite it, and
right.
I got the correct criticism that I needed, you know, and it was true. I had somebody actually tell me, listen, this is fire, it's hot, but we've been hearing this from you for the past two, three albums, four albums, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's okay, okay.
So I mean, it's humbling when it's from the people you love, but it's I
Right,
think that it's best to hear it from them because, like I said, being an artist and knowing that perspective that there's people that you may come across, right? But they wouldn't tell you how they truly feel because they're intimidated by your reaction or your responses. You know what I mean? So
right.
when somebody actually has you face the music and then you can go back, think about what they said, let it play in your head. Because sometimes constructive criticism could sit in the back of your mind for weeks, for
For
months.
weeks.
You know what I mean?
Yep,
So
yep.
I thought about it, and I'm like, yo, certain things that people tell you, it comes straight from the heart. You know what I mean? So you really gotta take that into matters, even if it bothers you, or even if it makes you feel lesser than what you are.
Right.
It's actually just to make you better. So that was my bait record, Irrational, and then like it was true. So I listened to that, and I listened to the past two, three albums. Like, yeah, wow, like it's that same R&B type
Trap type.
style that I was on. Yeah, that I was
Yeah.
on for quite some time. So
Hmm.
in between, I would always, you know, mix it up, dabble out. Now my biggest issues was consecutively dropping music, right? Even Wicked
Hmm.
used to tell me like, "Yo, bro, like you're giving us heat, but you're not giving us enough time to actually like." Sit with the records or let it settle or even
Got
you know
you.
what I mean
Right.
like we're not getting that opportunity to even enjoy your music because a month later you're talking about some new album
New
coming out
album.
or
Right, 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 right.
new singles. So my biggest issue in releasing music is spacing and allowing people to actually
Live with the
enjoy
music.
it and
Right,
indulge in the music that I give out. You know what I mean? So I think that's what I've been working on lately, like as far as the music goes, like giving less and focusing more about each and every record. You know what I mean?
right, 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 right. I mean, you mentioned it before, collaborating with other artists and things like that.
Yeah.
What do you like most about doing that? Well, not just artists, but like producers, like Keys and other producers that you may have worked with.
Um, I think it's important when creating a record that that the producer brings it. You know what I mean? Like as an artist, as a writer, sometimes I think I mentioned this in the last time I was on your show. Like the beat usually speaks to me. You know what I
Yes,
mean? So
you did say
like
that. Yep.
yeah, so when the beat comes on, it's kind of like the energy is created, the song kind of like formats itself, and I just place the words where they belong. So it's very important, and I actually enjoy working with producers. Like haven't worked with Keys in a minute. Changed his name and all of that, you know. But
Right. Yep. Not
shout out
Joshua
to
and all that.
Keys,
Yep.
not Josh and all that. You know, that's my guy still.
Okay.
But for the new project that I did work on with a producer out in Europe, you know, I actually, like I said, I'm always trying to venture out,
Of
get new
course.
sounds.
Of
So
course.
I worked with an artist out there named Plain Mir. He's a producer, and he has a different style of beats. Like you know, like I told you, like I'm kind of over with the rap scene and
Yep. Yep.
even the R&B scene starting to annoy me because there's no substance and there's no
No
emotion,
substance.
man.
Yo, bro, there's no substance anywhere, bro.
None. It's limited, and I feel
Yeah.
like I don't really want to like keep feeding into something where there's nothing out of it. You know what I mean? Or
Right.
that's kind of why I was cool with reinventing myself and changing the sounds because it's like I like to give people a fresh sound, and you know, like
Of course.
that's kind of what it is, reinventing yourself and keeping your style new, man. Like, because realistically, rap, whatever, like I can always go back to that. That's not like it's a page in my rhyme book. I can just go back to it. You know what I mean? Back pocket and just
Right.
pull
Right.
it out. Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned it. Did you ever think about releasing a full rap album or EP?
All right. So before I drop this rock album that I gave y'all now,
Yeah.
I initially had an idea where I wanted to drop a rap album,
Okay.
and pretty much the contents of the rap album was more like anti today's rap. You know what I mean? But then I
Okay.
realized that I might just be in my feelings too much when I think about this because yeah, you know what I'm saying. I
I
felt
hear
like I
you.
was in my
I hear
feelings
you.
'cause I was like, man, if I drop this, I'm gonna look like the world's biggest hater, or you know what I'm saying,
Right. Right. No, I feel
or
you. I feel you.
everybody's gonna feel opinionated on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I definitely want. All right, so I had two things on my mind with this rap album. I wanted to drop a rap album, and then I wanted to drop a Christmas album, a rap Christmas album with
Wow.
all of my friends, all of my. Because one thing, I mean, we could both
That's
agree on is
different.
I barely do features. Like, let's be honest. Like, I'm gonna
Right.
be real
Right.
with you.
Right.
Most of the features that you hear that I'm on, 9 times out of 10, I don't remember them, or they got it a long time ago, or somebody had it in their studio and they threw me
Oh,
on
okay.
there.
And they threw you
Yeah.
on it. Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, so like making features with people, I haven't done that in years. Like
Right.
and it's not that I don't want to work with people. I just feel like I always tell people, oh, I see people all the time. You know, I have a lot of local artists. They be like, yo, we gotta do a record, or yo, we gotta cook something up, and then like the normal response I give them, oh yeah, sure, let's get it, let's go. You know what I mean? Whenever we get a beat, let's cook.
Right.
Lately, I've been like, what are we gonna talk about? Like, I tell them straight up, like, what are we gonna talk about? Like,
Yeah.
what are
Has
we
to
gonna
make sense. Right.
Yeah, so I tell them I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about on your record. I don't even know if I want to rap on your shit. Like you know what I mean? Like it goes into that. So lately, I just haven't been trying to work with artists, not in a bad way, but it's just like I don't see myself and my artistry trying to backpedal and give you a 16 like I'm off the stoop or you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just
Right. Right.
I feel like music is so complex now, and what I've created for myself as an artist is outside of that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And there's no offense to those still making that, because I personally like listening to it. It's all good.
Right.
I
Me
love
too.
rap.
Me too. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I definitely did before I dropped this project, because I went to Miami in July for my birthday,
Okay. Yeah. I saw the
and
photos and all that.
yeah, I was going crazy out
Yeah.
there. It was around that time I was still thinking about doing this rap album. Now don't get it twisted. I have like got like maybe 6 or 7 rap songs like in the vault. Like
Word?
yeah, I mean like there was a time
I
where I
didn't
just go in
know
the
that.
studio. Yeah, yeah. I go in the studio. I was like, yo, hit record. Like most of them won't be mastered. None of them won't be mixed. But I
Okay,
got
okay.
about 6 or 7
That's
in there.
crazy. I didn't know that. You might have to drop
Yeah,
that,
that's
man.
that's rap, and then I got like probably like another 6 or 7 that just R&B.
Of
I
course.
got a I got a I got an archive, man. I just you know what it is with me. I don't like I love these songs for personal ears. I don't never go back and
Uh,
be like let's
okay.
drop it. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
then as
I
far as
got
the
you.
rap, yeah, and then the rap is like I'm kind of outside of that already in my mind. Like I don't really want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like and it's
Right.
I mean, you know how the rap game is. No matter who you
Man.
are, where you are, the energy is I'm the best. You can't fuck with
Very
me. Nobody
competitive.
could.
Yep.
Yeah, very competitive. So that's why I say sometimes things can be overwhelming in making music because a lot of that plays a part on your mental that you don't
Fact.
realize. You know what I mean? Like
That's a fact.
some of the things I see daily from local artists is that they struggle with that. Is that so worried about being the next guy in the city? You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yep.
fuck this city, man. That's how I feel. So I
You
don't
got
want
to
to
hit the
like me
world, man.
personally. Yeah, yeah. Me personally, I didn't want to be in that like because some artists will bait you into feeling like gotta say something to them or you gotta play. But then you start realizing, like, hey, you're struggling. You want me to say something. You want people to say something. It's like you. I sit there and I watch you force people to try to listen to your music, man, and it's
Right.
not supposed to be like that. And then another thing that kills me too is like the Spotify streams, like, I mean, I'm not hating because it makes people look great, you know? Like, and if your music is wonderful, I wish you the best. But if we got to be real, we got to be real. And a lot of it don't be making sense to me. Like, it just doesn't make sense. If you out here making Spotify numbers 890,000, 890,000 streams, but you still in Walmart pushing cars, I just, it doesn't make sense to me. So it's like, that's the reason why I made the album name what it was
Yep.
because
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
yeah, that's really
We'll
what it
definitely get to
was.
that.
Like I start so I want to just say like social media plays a major part in a lot of people's lives.
Yes.
I'm sure you're from an era where I'm from. We didn't
Yep.
have that. You know what I'm saying?
We
And
didn't have the
uh,
social media, none of that craziness. Nope.
we
Yep.
was knocking on the door. Yo, come outside. Let's walk to
Come
school. Like you
outside.
know what I
Yep.
mean? Yeah, it
Yep.
wasn't. Hey, let me DM you or
Yep.
hey, let me send you a text. Like, I mean, I'm saying even none of that, but I just feel like we're from a different era. So
Nice.
I I like to say this period of time from 2022 to 23, last project I dropped was if you're reading this, I mean, well, if you're reading this, it's not for you to say. I felt like I call it. It's called. It's not for you to
It's
say,
not for
right?
you to say. Yeah.
Yeah, but I felt like it was my if you're reading this because I
Right. Right.
dropped it randomly, nobody knew,
Right.
and it was straight R&B for me. But with that record, with like from November into September, right? Because I dropped the Bait record in February, the
Hmm.
Irrational,
Right.
just to see what it would do, and not even to my surprise, it's kind of what I expected. Nobody cared because it's the same sound you're
Same
giving it.
sound. Right.
Yeah, so that was kind of like a test for me. Like, hey, you love this sound so much, you speak so highly of it, throw it out there, threw it out there. Did a little, did a quick little video, not really crazy budget, something
Right. Right.
light, what I mean, just to put it
Right.
out there. But I didn't do too well on that single. Like as an artist, as seasoned artist to be exact, like it's alright when you take L's and you know what I'm saying, and
Right.
things don't
You learn
turn
from it.
out. Yeah, so I'm glad it was a humbling experience, but prior to that single, when I dropped the secret release, I wasn't really expecting much. You know what I'm saying? So I figured let me drop Irrational, see how that plays. That one I did a whole, you know, coming out February. I try to do a little promotion here and there, and I mean the people that love your music are gonna love it, but you really want to branch out and you know what I'm saying and get out there with it. So
Right.
I want to say from I don't even that's what I'm saying like in all honesty I don't even consider that a record like like as a release. So I would tell people like Irrational was like a B-sides of of the album I just dropped. Like it was a
Okay.
throwaway. Like how some people they finish the album, they got 20 songs, but the album only comes out and it's only like
Eight. Yeah,
eight
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
ten.
And they
Yeah,
got a
you know what
bunch
I
of other
mean?
songs that no one ever heard. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So I just tell people that, like, oh yeah, that was a throwaway. You know what I mean? That was the album cut. That's what I tell
Right.
people. But
Right.
the actual period from November 11th, that's when I dropped. It's not for you to say.
Right.
November 11th into September 11th. You know what I'm saying? Like
Crazy.
that's the 11th is special. I don't know.
All right. All right.
It just happens. The 11th
All right.
always just happens. You know what I'm saying? So I think throughout my whole career making music, because like I said, we're from a different era. Like I used to make mixtapes. I used to
Right.
print CDs.
Mm-hmm.
I used to sell CDs out of my book bag. Like you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
just like real grinding. Like you know what I mean? People don't
Yes.
understand. Tell people that shit today. They be like, "Oh, you talking about dinosaurs?" But it's like that's how we were trying to get on. Like
Get on.
especially
Right.
if you don't have no idea of the music industry. Like you just a kid coming out of the neighborhood. You see, turn the TV on. You see all these biggest stars doing it. And you just be like, "How do they do this?" You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
being 15, 16 at the time, I'm like, well, I can make music here at a studio. We can get it pressed on. See, like, people don't understand how it was back in the day when
It's
we
a
was recording for our
process,
last
bro.
now because I feel old. Like, it really
It's a
makes me feel
process,
old.
bro. Yep.
Like, we would have to be there. I remember sessions where they'd be like, yo, bring your blanks. And I'd be like, what? Like, going to the dollar store, buying blank CDs
Blank
and like,
tapes, blank CDs. Oh man,
yeah,
yeah,
having them
yo.
put my
Taking
song
me
on there.
back,
I could
bro.
play it on my CD player. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like upload, upload,
That's
upload.
it.
I put a single on my phone. You know what I'm saying?
Real
So,
quick. Right.
but periodically when making music, and releasing music, I always say like I've been rapping forever. Like I've been rapping since if I could put a date on it, like '06, '07.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
dropped my first mixtape in summer of '05, early '06, I want to
Okay.
say.
Okay.
'07, I hit the mixtapes crazy, but it's like now I'm looking at it like the time away from actually giving music. I was always dropping, dropping, dropping every year, dropping, dropping. So from November to September, aside from the throwaway record, I wasn't giving no music.
Okay.
I kind of backed away from the scene. I mean, I gotta be honest, like I'm on your show, so I only keep it 100. I gotta keep it
Got
100. You
to.
know what I
Got
mean?
to.
But during that time from last year was a train wreck in life for me. So I was going
Okay.
through a lot,
Okay.
which is why when you hear if you do listen to that tape on there's not for you to say, you'll see there's a lot of emotion in there, there's a lot of
Yeah.
different sounds on there.
I noticed that.
But yeah, there was a lot of things going on in life, like you know what I mean? Like
Okay.
just being a human. So I ain't gonna front like around that time I was already projecting that was gonna be my last project. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah, real
okay.
talk.
Okay.
You gotta be real. Like at this point, you know what I mean? You've been doing
Right.
it for so long. Um, it's a dying career. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
remember how when we were growing up, they'd be like, "Yo, boxing's a dying sport," and then boom, you have a new boxer that comes in. Now
That
boxing's
comes
lit
up. Yeah.
again.
Right. Right.
So imagine being a boxer that was the great boxer. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes a time where you just feel like, damn, like
It might be my
I
time.
could
Right.
box with these kids, you know what I'm saying? But one of them might knock me the fuck out if I walk in the ring with them. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right. Right. Right.
I look at that like music, like it's like I keep giving y'all heat, but y'all will still settle for trash. You know what I'm saying? And that's not me taking shots at the consumer because everybody listens to what they want to listen
What
to.
they
You
want
know
to
what I'm
listen to.
saying? And I can only give y'all what's me. You know what I'm saying? And what I want to give y'all. So after I did, it's not for you to say. I was already feeling like I was kind of done with making music. Um, I had a lot of other things lined up, man. Like I was already thinking outside of things. Like listen, like start maybe a show or something. Like go into like just reinventing myself in so many ways. But
Right. Right.
so,
Different lanes of
so
entertainment.
different lanes of entertainment, exactly. So
Right.
now it's
Right.
not like now it's not even making music no more. It's I could fuck around being your fucking um in a commercial or something. You know, heads and
Right.
shoulder commercial or something. You
Acting
know,
or
what I mean, it
something
could
like
be
that. Right,
anything,
right, right,
acting,
right.
yeah.
Right, right.
So I'm all about reinventing yourself, but it's hard when you're an actual songwriter. You know what I mean? Like when you're actually making music,
Right,
because I could walk in the booth and say whatever the fuck I want, and these kids would be like, "Oh my god, this is hot on the drill beat." Like, but I like making substance. I like
right,
creating something that's gonna stick, where you could play this record 5, 6 years from now and be like, "Yo,
right.
this is great." You know what I
Timeless
mean?
music. Yep.
So it's hard to like stray away from that creative process. You know what I mean? But there's so many levels that you can open that door. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
I could write songs, I could write books, I could write plays, I could write movies. Like you know what I mean? Like
right,
there's just a level of which direction you want to go in, but not keeping yourself limited. So
right.
after it's not for you to say, I was going through a lot of shit. I was actually like just tired of music as a whole,
Mm,
just like you know what I mean, just not liking what people are hearing and just again like me giving the same type of music and kind of like somebody telling me like, yo, listen, you still it's good, but it's not nothing new. It's not
right.
something
We
that we
heard
haven't
this
heard
already.
from you.
Right.
Exactly. So that was humbling, and at that point when those comments were made, I don't want to say it broke me, but it definitely like
Wake
opened
up
my
call.
eyes.
Wake up call. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Wake up call, yeah, it definitely opened my eyes to understanding like, hey man, uh I always looked at it like it's not the end, right? But there may be a new chapter that lies that awaits you. You know what I'm saying? Something
Right.
along the line.
Right. Right. I
So
mean, with
yeah,
that, with the latest EP that you just dropped, it was like,
yeah,
wait a minute, where did he go with? Like, wait, hold on.
yeah,
Before we get there,
yeah.
let's go back to times three.
Okay,
Right.
absolutely. Oh
That
man, X3. Oh
X3.
god,
That
yeah.
that that that.
X3 times three. A lot of people call it. It realistically, X3 is a broken heart. That's what it is. Like when
Ah,
you,
see, okay, because
yeah,
yes. Now, because people thought I
X3.
thought it was times three because I saw you on the cover
There was
three
three
times.
people. Yeah, yes,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So I
yeah,
was like, times three, heartbreak. Wait, what is this? I'm not sure. So I went with
yeah.
times three, but now, okay, I got it. I got it.
um, X3. Oh, I could elaborate on X3. X3 was a really great project for me.
Good project, bro.
This is now we're in the times where I'm keep recording. I keep recording, and I don't like to use this term, but I mean I'll be using it freely, but in no pun intended. But I was so horny and dropping music. Like, you know what I
Look
mean?
here.
Like, I just wanted to just keep releasing, keep dropping, keep cooking. It's like I'm in the studio dropping a song and I'm like, fuck that, I want to drop this shit tomorrow. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
I
I know what you
was
mean.
but realistically, X3 to me was aside from it's not for you to say, there was a lot of substance in X3, a lot of genuine heartbreak on that. You know what I'm saying? Now
Okay.
a lot of people X3 times three, you know, like three people on the cover. Now realistically now this is the show. You know, I gotta keep it 100 on the
Gotta keep it a
show. You know what I
hundo.
mean?
Yep.
X3 is actually a person. It's a female. X3 is a person, yeah. It's a
Oh,
yeah, it was a
okay.
female that whenever one of her usernames it ended in the X3. So I figured, all right, predominant I would say the album is predominantly about her, like it's mostly about her. Like you know what I
Okay.
mean? There's a couple songs on there where I just spoke my mind, but for like albums like that, they're definitely like dedicated to people like and
Okay.
personal experiences. So X3 was a real one. Yeah, X3 for me was I want to say cuz you gotta say like I lived through my music. Like you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. 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 Right.
Like
You can
like
feel
my
the
life
emotion.
experiences, yeah,
You can hear
everything
the
that
emotion
I
and
go
feel that.
through.
That's a fact.
So during X3 was I would say like the first time I kind of hmm, first person was involved in the situation shit. Like I mean
Okay.
I've probably been in plenty of like hit and runs, but like as you get older, a situation ship actually is something, and it's like
Right. 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 Right.
so X3 I kind of like poured a lot of that on there.
Okay.
if you listen to it, if you listen to
Very
certain songs,
vulnerable.
yeah, very, very, very
Very
vulnerable.
vulnerable. Yeah.
But if you hear certain songs, I'm very, very petty. I'm a
Yes.
very
Oh
petty
yes. Oh
person.
yes. Oh
There's
yes.
a lot of
Oh
petty,
yes.
petty
Oh yeah.
lines on there, and a lot of lines that I say in those songs that only the female would understand. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like she hears them, like, oh shit, you're talking about me. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
on Not Cool. Like one of my favorite songs in there. If it's not X3, it would be like Not Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And on Not Cool, I say things like drove through the snow or some shit like that. Drove through the snow for you. Like certain things like that are like real, actual
Like
things
only
that
they would
happen.
know what you were
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
about.
Yeah, like a
Okay.
night I
Got
remember I
you.
went to the crib, it was blizzard storm and I'm about to die on the road, but I put all that into the music. But X3 is special. I mean, if I was gotten it, if you check my discography, it's out of control these days. Like I have so much like
Got a
projects and
lot of music,
a
bro.
lot of music. But I
Yeah.
would say X3 is top three, top five,
It's a
top
good.
three
It's
of
a good.
my
How was the
favorites.
feedback for that? It was a good project, bro.
Yeah, they liked it a lot. At the time that I dropped it, again, I was too focused on giving them more than what was already there. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I mean, when I do an overlook as an artist, I look at like a lot of things where my flaws are at, and that would be it. Because if you think about it, that was an album that was well put together. I had great visuals. Like I had videos, I had an X3 video, a not cool video.
Yep.
I just had the visuals for it. But
Yep.
I think I was again using the term. I was just horny to give more music, man, and just keep giving out more because I felt like I was hot. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
Like NBA Jam. Like you shoot that shot, he's on fire. You
On
don't want to
fire.
stop. Yeah.
That's right.
So I just kept cooking, kept cooking. I just wanted to keep giving more. Like you know what I mean? But realistically, the feedback was good. The people loved it. I liked it the most, but I think I was just so quick to giving more music. You know what I'm saying? I think I might have dropped the project 2, 3 months right after, something crazy like that. Like I know I just kept giving like, I mean, my bad, bro. I dropped so many projects. Like I gotta
Bro,
like remember
you got
sometimes.
a
Yeah,
lot of music, bro. That's why I was like, let me
yes
just
sir.
grab the last three that he dropped
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yes
you got
sir.
bad singles, quick EP,
Mastering.
like
Yeah, I got a
it's
lot of
great.
EPs.
Yeah,
Dog
so
for life. All right, yeah. So it was all right, all right. There you go.
yeah, see,
That's
look
the
at that. I just
timeline.
said EP and you got
Yeah,
yup,
you said EP, and that just came to my mind. Yeah,
yup,
so
yup.
when I dropped X3, I was receiving great feedback on it, and I
Okay.
had dropped it, I believe, um, I want to say maybe like October or November, October of 21, I think,
Hmm.
October of 21, it might have been,
Same
and then
year,
I
yep.
dropped, yeah, yeah, yeah. So then I dropped Dog for Life
Hmm.
February 22nd,
Hmm.
2022.
Yep,
I remember that.
yep, yep.
Yeah, during that stretch from X3 to Dog, see now my thing was dropping projects late in the year that when the new year comes in, you don't want to hear last year's shit. That's
Right.
just that's
Terrible way to look
a
at it, but
terrible mindset. Yeah, a
but
terrible way
that's
to
how
look
you
at
work.
it. That's how I was. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like so there was Love and X3, but I always had that in the back of my mind. People would be like, I was next.
Right, right,
What you got now?
right.
Now, if I could go back in time, I would have probably did like two or more visuals and just kept the project flowing.
For X3, right?
But yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, right. That would have been fire.
But um, yeah, 2022 was a crazy year. That was the mark of the craziness of my life. That's when like
That's when you drop.
yeah,
It's not for you to say, right?
in the end of the year.
Okay.
Now,
Oh, so you were
so
going through everything
just
throughout the
going
year.
through life into that tape. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's
So
crazy.
dog. So let me explain Dog for Life because
That's crazy.
Dog for Life is misconstrued. Dog for Life was an EP.
Hmm.
Now the idea of Dog for Life was I was so well in giving interludes. Like I know you listen to a lot of my music. Every project I have, there's an interlude, if
Yep.
not two. Like
Yep.
so, Dog for Life. I wanted to give people a project of just interludes, and I did. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
if you listen to it, all songs, probably except the last, there's five songs. I think all four are interludes.
Yep.
And again,
That's crazy
if
though.
I
That's
could
a good
if I
idea.
could go back and if I could go back in time, it's not how chronologically music was created. But if it was up to me, I would have wished I dropped Dog for Life before X3.
X3. Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
crazy. Right.
But
Right.
X3 was just I was
Wow.
just
Yeah.
X3 was crazy. I was blonde, like yo, X3 was going I was in another element during that time. That
Yeah.
heartbreak was real.
Right. Right. Of
Now 22 22 is crazy because um like I said, I gotta keep real on the show, like you know what I mean?
course.
Um as an artist, you're still a human, you're saying you're still an adult. There's still life outside of music. So during that time in the beginning of 22, I had gotten to a really, really bad situation at my job that I was currently at the time. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
And it was bad. Listen, like something happened on the job. I ended up I ended up central booking in Queens. Again, it's a lot. There's a lot into
Right.
that
Yeah.
alone.
It sounds like it got serious.
Shit got shit. Yeah, listen, man. Shout out to everybody that's locked up. I want to free everybody because the jail system is ridiculous.
Crazy. Yeah, man.
Central booking in Queens is disgusting. They had me in a dungeon with the killers. I didn't listen. Shout out to
Crazy.
everybody in there. I hope they find their way out of that cave, man. There was no way out. But
That's crazy, bro.
now these are the experiences I was going through. So that happened. I wound up losing my job, which actually turned out to be a blessing in disguise. I got to really
Okay.
focus on myself, focus on my health. Most importantly, and we spoke about this last show, was I got to focus on my mental health. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Of
Because
course. That's major.
yeah, there was a lot going on. During that whole stretch though, from 22, I was involved with a shorty for sure.
Hmm.
It was just like perfect timing at the moment. You know, I felt really super vulnerable. And whatever, fireworks happened, and it was
Hmm.
something going for a while. I was now what comes with that is typical love shit. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Really? Yep.
today's love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there was a lot of head bumping, and eventually it didn't turn out the way it was going to turn out. Wound up being a real toxic, a real toxic
Yeah.
situation that we were in,
No
and
bueno.
me being me, every female thinks I'm toxic. I'm the king of being toxic, and I'm not gonna listen. I ain't gonna
That's fucking
disregard
stuff.
that message. I had a crazy time where I was, but I would say during that time, 22 last year, yeah, goddamn, a lot of shit was going on. So the learning experience was most definitely worth it, and I
Right.
think being and let me tell you something too. She made music, so it was kind of like hand in hand. Yeah, we ain't gonna go into too much detail, but it was one
Wow.
of
I didn't know
those.
she made music too. Yeah.
So
Damn.
it was yeah, so it was like damn, like I got all this free time. Um we both make music, you know what I'm saying? She makes her music, I make my music, but it's like it's a lot in between, like you know what I mean? Like I'm used to dating like not regular females, but people that don't make music. So it's
Right.
like
Right.
I'm more like, hey, like let me lock in my room real quick and write some bars. I mean, you
Right. Right.
go watch your shows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Right.
go on your Hulu, go on your Netflix, go watch your shows.
Do your thing.
Let me
Right.
lock in. But with her, it was like she'd be like, "Yo, I gotta go lock in and work on some music." I'm like, "All right, that's cool." And I'm a I want to say like I've messed with a lot of females that did music, right?
Right.
Like, but not in this way.
Okay. She was
I
really locked in like
probably yeah, like this I'd say like we were actually like in we were we were together. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
with
Okay.
other musicians that I've went with or whatever, it'd be like quick as don't
Quickies.
get it
Quick
twisted.
runs.
X3 makes music too though. X3 makes music too. That's what I say. Like I've
Oh, you were
it's
just slipping those years,
but
huh? Jeez,
but
Louise.
but like but it's not like I chased that. It just
It
sporadically
just
happened.
happened. Right,
It just
right,
happened.
right, right, right,
So I was involved with Shorty for 20 and 22. It was a tough time. I mean, the whole year I felt like I was super vulnerable, like you know what I mean, like and super comfortable as far as living. Like I felt like I was collecting unemployment. Like I gotta keep it 100. I'm on your show. I can't sit
right,
in the
right,
front.
right.
This is
At that
a
time, it
life of
was
an
wild
artist.
though.
Yeah,
At
yeah.
that time, it was wild.
Yeah, yeah, life of an artist. So it's like, yeah, so I'm collecting, but at
Right.
the same time, like I told you, I was able to focus on my health.
Work on yourself. Right.
I was in the gym every day. I was bowling every day. I felt like I was very active. And then on top of that, super active with the music. Like, last year, I deleted this shit on my IG because I was like, fuck, I put in mad work last year in 22. I was doing like TikTok videos of me like performing songs. So think if you can actually go on my TikTok today because I didn't delete none on my TikTok.
Right.
There's probably like 20 videos, 30 videos of me performing songs on there, like like regular TikTok videos vibes,
Right.
where like I'm like working. So I did that for the whole year that I wasn't working. I was working in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
I kind of used the time correctly, but yeah, along with that comes with just life. So we done hit a couple cracks in the road, me and Shorty. And like I said, I mean, we actually it's been during that stretch of 22 is a lot of on and off, which kind of helped create the inspiration for it is it's not for you to say.
Okay.
Um, during that year 22, so I'm collecting. I'm with Shorty, but again, I'm a toxic person. You see what I'm saying? Like, so I'm telling her we not together. She thinks we're together, and then it's just boom. We have a split. We have a
Woo.
little split, right?
Right.
And I fly to Cali. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm in California doing my thing, living it up. I come back to Jersey, and then somehow we get back. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like a lot of back and forth with Shorty
Ooh, yeah,
up
toxicity
until
like a motherfucker.
yeah, like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
So last year, I would say in October we had a split. We had a split in October of last year, right?
Right.
And that's when I did a full sale on the album. I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna take all the best records. Because
Oh,
throughout the
so wait,
year,
were you recording the project throughout the
the
year,
whole
or was it
time,
just
yeah.
right
So
there?
when me and Shorty first split, I did like 3 records that are on that
Okay.
album.
Okay.
Yeah, so when before I flew to Cali, I recorded 5 songs. I'm saying I told my engineer I want to listen to these songs when I'm in the
When I'm
sky. I don't
flying.
want to hear them down here.
Okay.
I want to hear it somewhere else. So
Right.
let's do that. So I
That's fire
definitely
though.
during
That's
the
a dope idea.
yeah.
That's a
So
dope idea.
now this is 22. So I got to give you the correct timeline. So I dropped Dog for Life in February, right?
Yep.
So that was a lot of inspiration after X3. So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I thought I wanted you. I don't want you anymore. You showed me things that made me be like, you know what, I'm good off of you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Right.
Dog for Life is kind of like one of my most toxic albums. You know what I'm saying? It's an EP,
Hey.
but if you hear all songs, is the energy is unmatched. Like it's like this guy is just that's why it's called Dog for Life. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
So
Right.
September was a tough month. Me and Shorty was trying to stick it through. I had lost my dog. That was probably a big key fact. Like a lot of people, nah, yeah, it's just a dog, get another one. Nah, I'm like DMX, man. My dog died. I was ready to throw a funeral for him. You know what I'm saying?
Trust
A
me.
big party,
Yeah. Trust me. It's
shoot,
different.
shoot, shoot my gun in the sky for my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. So,
Right. Right.
and so I'm going through all of that. Meanwhile, in this toxic ass relationship where it's more stressful than happiness at this point.
Right.
So We had a big fallout in October. Boom, October we fell out, and I was like, okay, let's let's get all these records because throughout that whole February to September, I might have recorded 30 some records, 40 some records. Like I just kept
Sheesh.
recording, recording, recording. I didn't want to stop. So a lot of the records that I did made the cut. A lot of them didn't. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So when October hit, I had some really good records like Orange Soda. Orange Soda I recorded in March.
Okay.
March or April. Oh, right. That was one of the records I recorded before I went to California.
Okay.
Was that record? Change of Plans, another one. Um, I'm just trying to go down the list of how I recorded these songs.
Right. Right. Right.
Orange Soda was like a lot of these records. I'll be honest with you, they're all about Shorty. I'll be real. Like
Okay. Okay.
that was like X3 like was about X3, but like there were like certain songs that were like could be anything or it could
Right.
be
Right.
another girl. Because
Right.
I don't know. I remember our last time that we did speak, we were going through my last three albums, and I told you that it was a mixture of females in each and every album. But
Yeah.
these albums were like they were kind of classified under like one person, or it wasn't
Okay.
really crazy. So X3
Okay.
was like about X3, but then there were kind of like just songs that you could relate to, like, just the album cuts. But
Right.
it's not for you to say front to back, I think was about Shorty for sure.
Just one shorty
Um,
altogether.
altogether, yeah.
That's
Which
crazy.
kind of drew the line of my toxicity in my mind. Like,
Right. Right.
but if now being that I told you this, if you do go back and spin that record, you can kind of understand
It's
it.
gonna
Like,
make sense. Right. Right.
yeah, like the first record, Flights to Greece. Another these records, a lot of these records, I gotta be honest with you. A lot of these records I did collectively throughout the year,
Mm-hmm.
from February into September. So I did a video for Left on Red.
Mm-hmm.
That I love that record. I
That
mean,
song is
that's
fire.
top. So that record I did in April or some shit like that. Like, and I
Okay.
didn't do
That's
this
before
video
you
till
left to Cali.
October. Before, yeah. So that was
Okay.
before Cali.
Okay.
So, well, actually, you know what? I'm lying. I came back from Cali and recorded that because I
Okay.
was in Cali for about the whole end of March, April.
Okay.
Yeah, like last week of March into like I did 420 out there. That's how I remember. So
Okay.
when I came back out here, I recorded. That was one of the records I recorded, and I was just like, wow, I like this record a lot. So in October, I went and shot the video for that. You know what I'm saying? I did a video for that in
Yep.
October. October. You know what I'm saying? Remember October, I was running like,
Yeah, you was going through
but
things. Yep.
everything was making sense in October because I had landed a new job, a whole new career change, whatever.
Mm.
Outside of music, you know what
Right.
I'm saying, to get the bills paid. My dog had passed, so I'm already going through some things.
Right.
Now me and Shorty didn't hit the fence, so I was like, we're gonna drop some music. So like I told you, for it's not for you to say, I did a lot of those records from March into September,
Mm-hmm.
and then it wasn't until I think the last song on there, Olive Juice, I recorded that song a week before I released it. That was the last
Oh
song I did.
wow.
So it was the last song,
Oh wow.
and it was the most recent song
The most
on that
recent
tape.
song. That's crazy.
Most recent song. And that was the one that I felt like um, she would say that she caught a lot of strays on. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
I was saying a lot of things that only she would catch. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Okay.
But it was a toxic relationship. So even after I dropped that album, she wound up coming back into my life
Oh
after
man.
that.
Oh man.
She listened to the tape. She loved it. She knew everything I
That's
was saying on
crazy.
there. Let me tell you something. You're dating an artist, it's hard to be like, I don't like your shit because that's something that they take pride in. You know what I'm saying? If I told
Right.
you, Shorty,
Right.
your music sucks, you leave me right now. I mean, but she loved it. And she understood that. she was the culprit of it, like all the emotion that came out of that. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
as an artist, I think that she embraced that. She kind of like she looked at it like, yeah, like uh, you definitely did your thing on this tape, and I'm glad I had something to do with it.
Oh, okay.
So that was for that. She liked that tape. That was a good tape. But like songs like Flights to Greece, that's the intro, like Flights to Greece.
Hmm.
So those are like little things, like I said, like that only she would understand, like, and then like Orange Soda, that was like, all right, so orange soda and olive juice, they go hand in hand.
Okay.
Nobody knows that.
Okay.
Cause nobody, only she would know that. You know
She
what I'm
would know
saying?
that.
Cause
Right. 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 Right.
yeah, cause I say orange soda, she says olive juice, whatever the fuck that is. Who cares?
Right.
I mean, olive juice is I love you,
I love
obviously. You know
you.
what
If
I'm
you
saying?
say olive juice
Yeah,
without saying it out
olive
loud,
juice,
it looks like I love
exactly.
you. Yeah. Yeah.
But if you listen to the record, right now, this is the thing. She actually cried when she heard the record because if you hear the record, I'm over it. I'm over everything.
Right.
Like
Right.
you hear the record, I'm over the relationship. I'm like, fuck it. It
Yeah.
is what it is.
Yep.
Thank you for what it was. And then at the end of the day, it's not for you to say. That was the main objective of the whole tape was um
I'm good.
view me how you want to view me, right?
Right.
Like you can view me how you want to view me. You can paint a picture with the broken paintbrush. That's fine, right? But when it's all said and done, and at the end of the day, it's not for you to say. So you did
Right.
all that for nothing.
Right.
So that
Right.
was the plan. That was the whole idea of that tape. But
Yeah, it
to
was a dope,
me,
dope project.
yeah, to me, that's definitely top three too. Top
Yeah,
three on
that's
my
a dope
on
project.
my
Now,
list. Yes,
this
sir.
next project, yo, I ain't gonna
Oh
lie to you.
man.
When I played it, I was like, wait a minute, what's this?
Yes,
I
yes,
was
yes,
like, yo,
yes,
this
yes.
is different. I was
I'm gonna be honest too. I will give you all the real testimonials from people like
like,
from this
wait, my
project.
thing is like, what made you go in that direction?
But
Because it's a totally different, and I love the title,
yes.
Attention Addiction Kills. I love that shit.
I want to say exhaustion. Exhaustion caused this
Oh, you did
project.
talk about that earlier. You said you were getting tired of all
I
R
was
and B,
tired of it,
rap.
man. Like
Yeah,
bro. I have songs on drill beats. I have a whole bunch of like up to date type of sounds that I just don't release because like I don't want to go into that pool. Like you know what I mean? Like I
feel
feel
you, bro.
like
I know exactly
we're
what you mean.
bigger than that. Yeah, like I feel like
Right,
I'm bigger than that as an artist. Like I'm not afraid to try new things. I feel like making music like in that crowd or per se or like in that genre keeps you contained and it keeps you limited. And I think that's why a lot of these artists die out. You know what I
right.
mean? Because
Yes.
I'm around a lot of people that could do something for artists, that could make moves for artists, and I always sit there and I wonder why don't they want to put somebody on me? And it makes sense, and as biased as it might sound, they don't want to put somebody like me on because of the longevity. A lot of people don't see it for like a
They
long
don't see
period
that
of
far.
time.
Yeah, they don't see that far
So,
ahead. Yep.
and I mean, listen, this might be a conspiracy theory episode for you. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? But
Okay.
I personally feel like record execs, executives, A&Rs, they're they're signing artists knowing that they're targets. You know
For
what I
short
mean?
term. Yep. Yep.
So short term. So in doing so, they're pertaining to a certain sound. So for this case, drill music, right? Let's
Drill
just
music is
let's just
going
talk about
crazy.
drill music.
Yep.
So you got these young kids doing drill music. The content on there is self-explanatory,
Yep.
disrespecting dead people, killing people,
Yep.
and all of these things, right? And then it's like what comes out of that, right? Like as an artist, there's a lot of things. Like I've been an artist for a long time, so I really watch what I say. Like you know what I
Right.
mean? Like I'm from the Tupac era. Like you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm like, yo, the motherfucker died because kept saying he was gonna die in every
He was
song. Like you
gonna
know what I mean?
die.
So
Right. You
you
bring
got to
that
be
energy.
careful. You got to be careful what you say.
Yep.
because like in everything in life, you can't go back on something that you already said. So
Right.
in my greatest opinion for that was I feel like execs are signing these young talented kids because they're gonna get the quick flip, they're gonna get that quick buck,
Right.
and then the ending results are never good. Like think
Nope.
about it, like either they're gonna get locked up for life, like K Flock and them, right? Or God forbid they get X'd out. You know what I mean?
Yep. Like Pop.
Which
Yep.
which with a lot of things that a lot of speculation, not saying that this is what's happening, but it almost looks like these artists are being set up. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I look at it like if
Oh,
I'm a,
yes.
if, yeah, if I'm an exec, right, and I sign you, and I'm expecting for you to make a certain amount of money. Now you're not making that. You know what I'm saying? I can't terminate a contract unless I X you out, type shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and then they look at it like, wow, he makes 20,000 streams today, right? He gonna make 30 million if he dies
If he
tonight.
passes away,
If he dies
like
tonight,
Jadakiss said,
30
dead rappers
million,
get better promotion.
and it's coming into our pockets, and then we don't gotta care. So I think of it as me as an artist. Oh, they don't want to sign me because they know I'm gonna use them as that stepping stool to get to where I'm at until where I'm
Mhm.
bigger than where they're at.
Yep.
And then they don't. It's an ego thing. A lot of people don't want to admit it. They just don't want to see people outgrow them. You know what I mean? And like I said, I'm around a lot of people that could do things for people, but it's a business. You know what I mean? Kind of
It is.
like when a
Yes, it is.
basketball player gets traded. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's nothing personal. So I learned not to take it personal, but seek opportunities elsewhere. You know what I mean? So I think now I'm sorry, I must have got off a topic on the album though.
Yeah, no,
So
I mean, it's kind of on topic. I just wanted to know
yeah, yeah, yeah.
why that
So
direction, bro.
so the direction came from that. So like I said, I have a lot of rap albums, a lot of music today that
Right,
are up tempo shit. But
right.
exhaustion, man. I got tired of hearing this shit. Like the substance of music is what's killing the game. Like I
Yeah.
told you, drill. If I say drill, we're talking about shooting, we're talking about killing, we're talking about fucking, we're talking about
Yeah.
doing this and doing that.
Doing drugs and shit like
If
that.
yeah, R&B, I'm gonna sing about a toxic relationship or some shit,
Yeah. Right,
or
right.
I'm gonna sing with auto tune, and it's just no feeling. Like there's like really no feeling on that shit no more.
Yeah.
So exhaustion caused this project. My biggest issue, not just with Shorty, because at this point in time we had already fell out. Like me and Shorty fell out maybe in April, right, of this year.
Okay.
So we had already fell out. So a lot of this was just so as I'm saying, I had R&B records. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a lot more in the vault. Like I got
Right.
like a
I'm
good
sure. I'm sure.
I drop an EP tomorrow of sad shit. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
But um I think when you grow out of a relationship, right? When you like not just a relationship, but it's okay to grow out of people. Like you know what I mean?
Right.
So I I think I didn't go in that direction of dropping an R&B project after after the after I dropped that bait single because the bait single was
Okay.
gonna that was one of the 8 records that I would have dropped like
Okay.
a whole nother like it's not for you to say part two or some shit like that. You know what I mean? Just
Okay.
like of that type of sound where it was more like R&B and sad, heartbreak in the trap type of music, right? Don't get it twisted. Heartbreak in the Trap 3 was actually gonna come out this year too. I got a
Okay.
heart that's what I'm saying. I got Heartbreak in the Trap is like rap and R&B. So
Okay.
I do have that in the vault. Like I got like 5 R&B, 5 rap, or maybe anywhere in between that. So when I did Irrational, the single that I dropped in February, I think it was February. I don't even remember when I dropped that shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Hmm.
But when I dropped that, I wanted to see if this is what they wanted. You know what I mean? And that's when I had got that humbling criticism. That's when
Experience.
I was like,
Right. Right.
yo,
Right. Right.
this shit is hot, but we heard this on like 5 projects. He goes, he actually opened up Heartbreak in the Trap and played a song and said, yo, What's different? And I'm like, all right, you're right. You got me there. So
Okay.
from there, I was like, mind you, music is already recorded. I got R&B songs. I got a whole bunch. But like I said, back to the point of growing out of people, I didn't want to give her that clout, and not even saying clout and saying that I have any, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to base it upon her. Like I felt like it's not for you to say it was you, and
Right.
I feel like I look like a like I'm like a like a clown right now with tears. I'm saying tears from a clown if I drop this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
I was like, I wanted to hold off on that, and I said, listen, let's hold off on that. And then I believe it was like um May, June. And during those times, I'm still recording music, but I'm not releasing them. I'm just recording. But I was like, I want to create a TV show. Like I was like, I want to reinvent myself, and I want to create a show. I mean, that's still in the plans, right? But I got re-inspired with the music again, right? So I
Right.
mean,
Right. Right.
so I was working this job. Like I mean, I'm not there no more. But I was during the time I was working at this office job, right? A completely different field, and office jobs are they kill you if you don't utilize the time, right? So
Right.
if you're working per se 9 to 5, and we can just say like a call center or corporate sales or whatever the case may be, and you're not getting calls and you're just sitting there just dying, like you know what I'm saying, you're not really
Right.
doing that. I couldn't be that person, so I pull out the notebook, I start jotting down ideas, I start putting it together. Like I already created synopsis of like a TV show or like a
Right.
show, or I didn't want to do the podcast because um even though there's a lot of money in podcasts, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like I wanted to go further than that. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like if I could go on Fox, I'd be on Fox. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
let's go out there with. But don't get it twisted. Podcasts they're giving out millions. Like they're throwing bags at people. So
They're throwing
I'm
bags.
not
That's a
against
fact.
it. I just like if you notice about podcasts. I mean, I know you run one too as well. But a lot of it is the volume and what people say, not
Right.
really on what they see. Like you
Not
know what I mean? Like
right. Right.
yeah, like we could have did this whole shit. I could have turned my camera off. I'm saying like, all right, well, we were here to listen to you anyway. I'm
Right.
saying I want something that's gonna be like a
Visual.
Tonight Show, like a
Yeah.
Tonight Show
Right.
with Jay Leno type
Right.
shit, but with me, and then with more appealing guests and more just like a nice little setup. Like, but I want this is what I had in my mind. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like all that, and I'm like, all right, so. While I'm doing that, I'm saying I'm putting all of these ideas together. I already got like a whole season, like a whole 6 episodes in my mind. Saying like when you're in a environment where it's like dead silence, like a library, like the only thing you could do is think. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I put all these ideas together, and then I'm listening to the music, right? Listening to today's music, and I'm just like shit. Like I can almost tell you what they're about to say. Like you
But
know what I
they're
mean? Like I
about
can almost
yo. That's
yeah.
a
So it's
fact.
like. So that to me was like exhausting, but to get to where we have to go with this project, because I feel like I'm falling off the tracks a lot, but for the project, so I went to Miami. It was fun. It was a dope experience. During that time, I was listening to my R&B shit. I was still in the mode of Heartbreaking the Trap 3, like real talk.
Right.
Like I was like, yo, I want to give y'all Heartbreaking the Trap 3, but then it's like, nah, man, like fuck that. So when I work out, right? Like this is a fun fact. Like when I'm working out in the gym, when I'm lifting weights, whatever, I'm playing heavy metal in my ear. Like
Really?
shit, yeah, heavy metal in my ear. Now, um, the project that I made, right, the EP
Wow.
that
I
I
didn't know
just
that.
dropped. Yeah, so when I work out, it's heavy guitars, screaming. Like I
Right.
listen to
Right.
a lot of crazy shit. Like
Right.
I
Right. Right.
listen to the Deftones, Slipknot, like all crazy rock and roll shit,
Okay.
right?
Okay. That's real
Out of this
heavy.
world
Heavy.
shit.
Oh
Heavy
yeah.
rock, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, um, and you know what I'm saying, like it's cool, like this has always been a thing for me when I work out, listening to rock and roll or having rock and roll as an influence because I always tell people like the year that I was born, like my generation of people, it was cool for us to be weird, and it was cool for us to like venture out of because like I was thinking like 86, 80, even 87, 87, 86, 85, any of those years. If you born in those years, you're from the concrete jungle. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
Right, 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 right.
everything is everything is if you ain't do it a certain way, you were looked at funny or you just wasn't thorough. Like you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Because my older brother, he was definitely part of that New York City concrete jungle.
right, right, right. You got to be a certain
Like
way, act a certain way. Yeah,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like we were that way too because that's how we were brought up. But we
right,
were also open to listen to different things. Like so. I always tell people like the reason why I'm so in love with music the way it is growing up, like when my mom used to wake me up to school, she used to throw the MTV on, like the music
ah,
videos, right?
okay,
So there's
okay,
songs, there's like certain songs that's instilled in my brain just from waking up to it, like you know what I
right,
mean? Like, and this is back when MTV used to play music videos, like you know what I mean? They don't
right.
even do that
I
no
was
more.
like, they
Now it's
don't know
like
that, bro. They don't
they
know
don't
that,
know these
bro.
things. So um, I was listening. It wasn't like the box, like you know what I mean? Like
Man, nah,
if we if we were
it was
watching the
rough.
box, yeah, if we was watching the box, it's just predominantly hip hop,
Right,
rap, R&B.
right.
MTV is open, you know what
Yep,
I mean? So
played everything.
this is real facts. Like I would wake up to the Crossroads
Yep.
by Bone Thugs, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And on some days I wake up to Alanis Morissette, like you know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it's like
Yep.
I didn't have a like a like a restriction on music from that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it was just I'd wake up and these be the first things on my mind, like fucking like Jewel. Like I'm saying Jewel playing the guitar in
Right.
my ear
Wow.
or No Doubt and these type of rock bands just playing in my head. But of course, still trying to stay true to that concrete jungle, we'd be like, yeah, fuck that rock shit, man. Put that jigger on, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or
Right.
put
Right.
some of that state prop. But we can't be like we ain't hear that shit. Like you know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like I can't
Right.
be like I didn't
Right.
wake up to that shit or I'm tying my shoes at school singing this shit in my head. Like you know what I mean? Like so I always tell people like the MTV in the morning, Mom Dukes used to play that shit. That shit used to that shit definitely played a major part like in
That's crazy.
this
That's crazy.
so now now the title we could go into the depth of the project but we're gonna go into the title because
I
these
love
are
that
two
title, bro.
separate yeah.
Love that
So the
title.
title, attention addiction kills, right? So one of the issues I had with my ex was, you know, she was a creator, she was an artist, you know what I'm saying? But it's like you become a slave to the media, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't see it like that. You have to like really take a step back, right? And look at something and observe it and actually like analyze what's happening before involving yourself in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So during the time of all of this was happening, this wasn't just happening with my ex, it's happening with family members, my friends, other artists. Like you know what I mean? I just daily watch them, daily watch them on my stories or on their reels, and it's like you're a slave to this social media and you don't realize it. Like you know what I mean? Like it's like everything that you do, there's a purpose to show people, and I never
Right.
understood that. You know
Yep.
what I mean?
Yep. It's
And
crazy.
one of my issues with Shorty was, I'm just using her as an example because it makes sense. Like in that case, like
Hmm.
'cause if I told you it like with my brother, it'll sound like it'll come off weird. But like with Shorty was like, you're an image, right? So you have to pertain that image. You gotta post every day. You gotta content every day. You gotta take a fucking body picture. You gotta go in the gym, work out, do all this crazy ass shit. And I ain't gonna lie, like during the time, like a lot of that could be overwhelming on a
Of course.
partner.
Right. On a
If I'm
relationship.
watching you
Yeah.
from afar, sure, do your thing, like you know what I mean. But if you're my partner, it's like fuck, like so.
Right.
That was one of the biggest issues we probably had with social media. Like I didn't want to follow her. Like I was like, man, I don't like I support you 100. Like I'll fucking record you. Like you know what I mean? Like
Right. Right.
her performing, I go to your performances, front row, like a groupie, whatever you want me to do for you. You know what I mean? But like the actual daily, consistent posting and reactions from people, and then seeing that you live for this shit, that shit, that's why I draw the line. And it's like I say that for her, but this is happening with like family members. This is happening with my boys. This is happening with
Mm,
like people that I'm close to,
right.
and they're using the term content creator to foreshadow the fact that they're really being slaves to this media shit. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And when that happens, um, I say people, you know the term when they be like, you sold your soul, right? Nowadays, you're not selling it, you're just losing it. You know
You're
what I'm
right. You're
saying?
losing it. Right. Right.
So I feel like, um,
Facts.
prior to me dropping this tape, I feel like a lot of people was losing their souls. A lot of people was giving everything just for that like,
For that
giving
life.
everything for a fucking reaction, for a
Comment.
positive opinion on this shit. Yeah,
Right.
comment or
Yep.
I'm popping or now I got a lot of followers. I'm doing this for my followers and people will lie and be like, this shit paying my bills. But it's like, if it is, God bless. I'm not knocking you. There are some people out there that make a living off of this shit,
Right. But
but
not everybody.
not everybody. And then when you diminish your relationship with a person due to social media, that's when I gotta really look at you funny. And this is
Right.
happening with like friends, family, you know what I'm saying? That's when I gotta look at you funny now, you know what I mean? And that's really what it was. So I felt like I made this rock album to show y'all that I don't give a fuck about rap or what you want me to do because I don't care about that. And then, realistically speaking, again, I got to keep for real on this show. You know what I'm
Yes, you do.
saying?
Yes, you do.
It's a psychological thing
Mm.
because attention addiction kills, but wouldn't that mean me making rock would be some sort of attention,
Attention. Right.
right?
Right.
Attention seeking move, like you know what
Right.
I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
But what people don't understand is I'm sold on this sound. You know what I'm saying? Like this sound is fine. Like if they were like, "Hey, Young, stop rapping and do this," I'm gonna do
Good
it. Like
with
you know
that.
what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Like
Right.
I'm
Right.
good with that.
Right.
So, but the title came from that, and which
Fire.
explains the doll on the cover. The
Right.
doll on the cover is like an emo doll, hates the world, but it's not really too well in detail, but the cover is pretty much a doll, right? Inside of a toy store.
Oh, okay. I
You know
done
what I'm
peep that
saying?
part. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
You see that now you see that it's like whoa, like and that's what
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
try to get at with people of today and
That's crazy. Yeah.
content creators
Hmm.
and TikTok influencers and all of this shit like that's
Right.
going on in today's day. I just feel like for all that attention that you seek, you're losing your soul and it's killing the person that you are. And I've had multiple run-ins with family members, friends who lost their soul to social media. You know what I'm saying? And
Fortunate.
it's yeah, and I feel like hey, I don't think they'll ever recover from it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can, maybe they won't, but I don't
Right.
think I'll look for that. You know what I mean? Because I just feel like you could lose your soul over something so little, man. Like it's fucking crazy. Like I used to always tell people like, yeah, I would make music like that, but I don't know how people gonna feel about it. Like that should be like a thing for artists.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Like they never want to venture out
Venture
because
out. Yep. They didn't want to
they're
experiment.
worried. Yeah,
Yep.
they're worried about what somebody's gonna think. You know what I mean? Or the negative feedback they're gonna receive. So I know I prolonged the title for so long, but yeah. So the main reason for the title was actually something that I've been going through. I've been seeing was how much people really lose themselves for that like, for that comment, for that post. So
No, that's why that title. That's why I like the title so much because it rings true with what's going on today, bro. You're not the only
yeah,
person that noticed that. It's really like a legit epidemic, bro.
it's sad because I like, you can support somebody, right? Like you can support what they're doing, and then like, because they're so caught up in this world, you might have something going, right? Like let's just say, I drop a post, you got something going, you don't like my shit. Now I'm gonna be mad that you ain't like my shit. You
Right,
know what I mean? Now I'm like, oh, he don't like my shit because he a hater
right, right,
or
right.
some crazy shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? Or
But people
he
get
didn't
like
wish
that.
he didn't wish me happy birthday or some stupid shit like that. And I'd be
Right.
like, bro, like, but the content creators and the people that seek the attention, they take that to the heart most. And I think
Yes.
that I
Yes.
made this title clear because it's like, bro, all that for that, but you don't realize what's happening. Like, dog, like, man's could have lost his sister. You know what I mean? Like man's car could have broke down in the highway, and you worried about a fucking comment, bro. Like,
Right.
so
Fact.
I've really made the title to kind of bring people back to life, and then also I told you the exhaustion in today's music,
Right.
and it made me want to go in a different direction as
And that's
far as sound.
and that's what you did. How was the feedback from that? Because I know that must have threw some people off. Like, yo, what the hell? So what was that
Yeah,
like?
yeah. Let's go to the feedback. Um, people that love music, I'll say that like that. People that love music, doesn't matter what type of music it is, whether it's rap, whether it's
R&B.
R&B, techno,
Right, right.
rock. They like it for the substance. They're like, the shit
I
that you're
fuck with
saying on here is
it.
like, yeah, like it's like, it'd be different if I got on these rock beats and I was just screaming or just
Right.
yelling or not
Nah,
saying
nah.
anything. Like
Yeah. You
I
did it
try to
right,
give them
bro.
like, yeah, yeah. I try to give them like the feeling still. I try to
Yeah.
give it substance. But to answer your question about the feedback, I've gotten bad feedback. Like
Really?
I've gotten a few bad reviews.
What would they say? They didn't like
Um,
the sound?
flat out, what the fuck is this?
Okay, they didn't understand. Okay.
Didn't understand. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Then they were
Right.
like, yo, I heard a lot of shit. You think you're Little Wayne? I listen to that. Listen, man.
Wow,
All
they hit
all
you
the
with that
feedback.
one.
I think I'm Little Wayne. They saying I'm losing my soul. I heard a lot of crazy things about the title.
Wow, that's
Um,
crazy.
but
That's
that's
crazy,
again
bro.
the psychological thing about that is that's what I wanted. I wanted to hear
Okay.
these things. But
You can
now,
see who the true fans are with this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I had another wake up call too in the summer. I had bumped into somebody that's an avid listener to my music.
Okay.
Haven't seen him in, I want to be honest with you, like 11 years, maybe 10 years. I didn't see him. So I bumped into him, and that was one of the first times I heard some raw criticism. Right now,
Okay.
this is what made. But I'm saying I feed off of that. You know what I mean? So he was like, "Yo," he remembers me from rapping, like hardcore raps, like on
Okay.
the block spitting. So he heard my R&B shit, right? I seen him in the summer of last year, not the summer that I'm sorry, last year. I seen him, and he's like, "What's up?" Man, it was good. He's like, "Yo, you went in a whole different direction." Now this is him talking about my R&B shit,
Okay.
and I'd already, I already received success as far as the R&B. Like people tell
R&B
me
shit. Right, right.
they like the R&B more, but he gave me the, I like the rap you. I like when you was rapping. I like when you was spitting bars and all this shit.
Wow.
And I couldn't help but just laugh. Like I was just laughing, like, yo, that's hilarious. And I'm like, I said, you know what? everybody has their preference.
Right.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad that you don't like my shit. I told him straight up, I'm not mad you don't like my shit. I don't feel type of way.
Right.
Like I
Right.
said, I don't want to tie somebody down to a chair and be like, listen to my shit and like my shit. Like, you know
And
what I
like
mean? Like,
everything. Right.
yeah. So he told me that, and I was like, word, I appreciate that. And that made me want to just keep, like, I guess I wanted that feedback. You know what I'm saying? Because for once, somebody was being real. Like, you
Right.
know what I mean? I think it's safe for me to say, like, um, I appreciate, I appreciate the bad comments.
Because
I
you know they're
appreciate the
genuine.
bad comments. Yeah, because they're genuine and because, um,
Motivate you.
it motivates me. That's what I'm looking for,
Mm,
definitely. Now, so yeah, I've gotten bad reviews on this tape. I had somebody tell me I turned this shit off after the first song. I'm like, yo, hey, you missed some good gems on there. Now,
okay.
the sound, I want to go to this actual sound of the project.
Yes. Yes. Please do.
Um, a lot of the sound is inspired from early 2000s rock, like
I heard that. I heard that.
again, like kind of like what I was waking up to. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I heard
I
that.
wanted to take it back to that. So I wanted people to understand, like, yeah, it's rock, right? But it's not today's rock, and it's not like me trying to keep up with rock. It's more
Right.
like a blast from a time where it was like, again, people from the concrete jungle, they wouldn't really appreciate this, but the people that, like, uh,
The
listen, that had
music
an open
lovers.
ears, yeah, music lovers, they'd understand, like, okay, this guy digged in the 2000 crates, like a lot of shit's like Sum 41, Blink
Right.
182,
Right. Right. Telling you,
Incubus,
it fucked me up when
all
I heard
type
it.
of
I
shit
was
like that.
like, wait a minute.
Yeah, and realistically, those were like that was a genre of music that I could say I admired growing up because there was a lot of substance in there. Like, you know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, you could throw one of them songs now and you could be like, fuck, like I didn't really bump this shit 15 years ago, but I can understand it now. You know what I
Right.
mean? Now that
Yep.
music is already and then also like I gotta I gotta be real. Like I was definitely a big Kid Cudi fan growing up. Like, you know what I
Ah,
mean?
okay.
Cutter.
He was different
Yeah,
too. So yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So I never like being like, yo, bro, I'm telling you, people used to always call me names, disrespect me because I used to listen to him. Like, oh, you listen to who? I'm like, oh man. But realistically, I was like, man, he's a musical genius. And then that kind of opened up like my spectrum in music so
Okay.
that I can
Go
excel
in
and be the
different
bigger
lanes.
artist.
Right.
Yeah. So a lot of people tell you like, they'll be like, yeah, Young, like he's hood as fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's from the block, like, you know what I mean? He's from the streets, but he does his own thing. Like if you say like I mean, like the motherfucker will dye his hair, like he's different. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a different guy. He's an artist, a real artist.
Right. Right.
Um, but also like I try to tell people like I'm an artist, but you'll never forget where you came from and how you started. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I was a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to battle rap people in their hoods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I used to go to the projects and they used to just have me like a pit bull out there. You know what I'm saying? So I always think about days like that, and I'm like, wow, here I am today making this type of music. Is like
Growth.
shit, but it's like that's the growth. And I think even in today's world, like a lot of people are scared to grow. A lot of people are scared to venture out. That's why like Nas still makes the music he makes. Now I'm not saying it's bad, but you wouldn't hear Nas on one of the beats I did. You know what I'm saying? Or
Nah.
but
He's
I
gonna
would
keep it
say
safe. He won't do that.
I would say Cuddy. I would say Cuddy definitely inspired me a lot
That's what's up.
to branch out, like you know what I mean, and try something new. But sort of when I heard these beats, I was just saying, like I told you, I was like, I'm gonna use the term again because I use the term a lot, but I was horny as hell to write these records, man. So I was just going through beats, and sometimes you have a producer that'll hit you up like, hey, yo, I got some beats, check me out. So Plain Mirror hit me up. I had first wrote a R&B song on one of his beats,
Okay.
which is in the archives. You know what I'm saying? It
Okay.
may come out, may not, but I did do an R&B song, which was definitely it's not for you to say vibes, like still in
Okay.
that kind of yeah. So then I'm just sitting there and I realize he's one of them hungry kids that just keep uploading every day, every other day. So he's just uploading, uploading. I had a little hiatus. This is April into like when I started writing this joint. End of July I started writing this shit. August, July and August, I would
Okay.
say. I'm lying. Let's just say July. Yeah, July I went full throttle.
Okay.
I did four songs because I didn't want to oversaturate the sound. Like
And it was
if
perfect, to be honest with
yeah,
you. It was
because I was
like
like, man, if I gave you 18 songs of rock and roll, they're gonna hate me for life. Like it's
right,
like yo.
right, right, right,
So I
right.
was like, I wanna. So
And it
and
was a brand new sound coming from you. I think it was
yeah,
perfect that you gave them
yeah,
that much, and they'll be like, now you can find out if they want more. You
exactly.
know what I
Yup.
mean?
Um. So yeah. So I was going through playing mere beats, and I've been hearing like rock inspired beats, right? And I'm just listening to
Mm,
them like, this is dope. And at the time, remember I told you I'm working out, I'm hearing rock, and I'm just like, yo, um, I'm trying to see like if there's a way that I could get on these beats, but still be me. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um, I gotta play this shit right. All right, so Sugar June, right? Or Sweet June, Sugar June. I don't even know what I named that shit. Sugar June, I
uh,
think I named it. Number one.
yeah, yeah, first song.
So that's a funny song, right? Like
Right.
that's not trying to tell people. Like number one is a funny record. Actually, I had a lot of fun making it because I was just like it was like a based off emotion, like you hear the beat, it sounds like real funny. So I thought of like a sunny day, summer, June. But then I thought about like just different things. So when it was going, I remember I was listening to it and I imagined me in a band. You know what I'm saying? Because all
Okay.
the instruments playing. So I'm like, all right. So then I realized the where I was writing the records and how easy it was. I was like, all right. I'm like, I remember writing that and I was like, you know what? I think I got something. As I told myself, I wrote down, I'm like, yo, I think I got something. I was like, but if I do this, I wanna I wanna really like maximize and utilize I'm sorry, capitalize on every record. Like you know what I mean? Like if we're gonna go rock, go fucking rock. Like don't give me chilling on the crates on the block on a rock beat. Like you know what I mean? Like go rock with it. So um I felt like um after I did Sugar June when I wrote that, I wanted to go into a more serious. That's why like number one is funny. It's like yeah, like I'm failing the test. My life is a mess. Like real simple,
Right, right, right.
funny shit. But then when Love Bomb comes on, that's like some real shit. Like,
That's the shit right
um,
there.
yeah, Love Bomb. See, a lot of these songs I recorded and I really analyzed. So if I recorded these songs, let's just say the third week of July, by the first week of August, I was like, I already had a blueprint on each song of what I had to do. So
Mm,
when I first did Love Bomb, and this, if you hear the hook, like it sounds like I'm like yelling kind of, or like it's like a higher, like a distorted sound, like in the
yeah,
hook. None of
yeah.
that was there. Like it was normal as fuck. And I was like, nah. I went back. I think like first week of August. I'm like, yo. I was like, I wanna add more vocals. I wanna layer everything. Like, so I kind of recorded the blueprint like in 1 week of July, and then
Okay.
used like 2 weeks to overanalyze it, add everything I needed to add, see what
That
was
was something different,
missing.
right?
yeah, yeah, for sure. Because I was always a person, song got to be done right now. Like, you know
Okay.
what I mean? I'm in the studio, I record it while I'm smoking my blunt. You're mixing it down, you're mastering it, and if I want to, I'll drop it tomorrow. Like, that's
Right.
how I used to always. But I was like, this is rock and roll. I'm like, well, alternative. I'm like, this is a different lane. I was like, let's really get into character. Let's really go all in. Like, I didn't want to give somebody experimental project and not give it my full potential.
Not really
And
experiment. Right.
yeah, so Love Bomb, each song that I did, there's a band in my mind
Okay.
that inspired me.
Okay.
So for the first song, that was like a Sum 41 type of vibe, like like that happy rock, but still bass like 2000s kind of.
Okay.
Love Bomb was like Blink 182. Blink
I can
182,
hear that.
but like what is it? Stay Together for the Kids type shit. Like, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like some real emo kind of sounding, but like I wanted to put a lot of feeling into that. Now Love Bomb is some real shit. Like Love Bomb is a crazy record. Probably one of my favorite records because I would say it resonates with me a lot. Like I say on there, I just kicked the cup. Shit been moving way too slow because all my prior rap albums, R&B albums, I'm always talking about sipping lean or
Yep.
drinking lean. So I wanted to let people know because there are people out there that view me as a lean sipping R&B person. So I let them know, like, listen, I kicked the cup. I'm not off of that shit no more.
Right.
And then also like Love Bomb. If you really listen to Love Bomb, that was my current state as an artist. Because I say, I feel like my time is up. If it is, God let me know. So I kind of like I told you, like I was already projecting it. It's not for you to say to be my last album.
Yeah. Right.
So when
Yep.
I did this Attention Addiction Kills, I kind of questioned my faith on it on Love Bomb when I said I feel like my time is up, and if it is, God let me know because I'm feeling like it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like giving up, or I'm feeling like I've done my due diligence in music.
Right.
But if not, then let me know, and then that's when I hit him with the hook, and I kind of like I bring back that energy. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that one I felt like was was I would say like a testimonial to music, like a me and music kind of conversation. Even though I mean, I'm sure you know what love bombing means,
Right. Right. Right.
and so I'm pretty much on that song telling the female that I'm gonna love bomb you until you hate me. So,
Right. Right. Right.
um, but love bomb to me, honestly, is the deepest. No, no, I'm not gonna say that. I'm lying, but I would say it's like it was the icebreaker for the project. Like
Ah,
that, I
okay.
felt like that record. I was like, listen, you're going rock on this tape. You're going rock on this tape. Like
That was the one
change
where
your
you were like, I'm going full rock.
yeah, change your
Okay.
tone, layer it 100 times. My engineer was like, fuck it, we're gonna go. Like you know what I'm saying? Because I credit him the most. Dub R. Like, I've been recording with Dub for prior to the Heartbreak in the Trap. I'd say like maybe
Okay.
2019
Okay.
till now. But I think we spoke on the last part. I told you I've been working with this guy since I was a kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so we still work. Like that's the only place I would record honestly, and that's no disrespect to other studios, but I feel like we bring that out of each other. Like I could
Right. You're
walk up
more
to him
inspired
like,
there.
yeah, I'll walk up in there like, yo, I want to do a rock album, and he's not like, get the fuck out of here, or you know what I mean, or he's like,
All
fuck it,
right.
let's do it,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
try it. You know what I
That's
mean,
dope.
like,
That's dope.
because it's something for him too, like you know what I mean, like he's trying plugins, He's trying new sounds. He's
Right.
It's only gonna make us better. So he actually he feels more inspired when I come in with like different type of music. Like he always tells
See?
me his favorite project that we worked on was the Wicked Keys pop album that we did, the
Okay.
EP,
Okay.
which was fun. I mean, that was a fun time too. But that's again, dibble dabble in different sounds, like you know what I mean. But so Love Bomb, yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go full fledged rock on this. Like let's make me sound like a rocker. Like I don't want to sound like a rapper. Make me sound like a rocker. All the effects that we got to use, everything to make this sound like a white America alternative rock song. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever the case may be.
That's funny.
Um, and then photographs, photographs to me is the deepest record on there. That is inspired by Hoobastank.
Okay. I
Hoobastank.
can hear that. I can hear that.
Yeah, Hoobastank only had like three good songs, but like
But
their
when they
biggest
hit,
hit,
they hit.
yeah, their biggest hit. This is what
Yeah.
they sound like.
Yeah.
The reason why. So, so when I heard, like I told you, like when I hear beats, sometimes they talk to me, sometimes words come out. So when that shit came on, I was just like, whoa, this sounds like a tune in my head. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of melodies, a lot of sounds are instilled in my head from the MTV shit. Like, you know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So like that, like the Bittersweet Symphony by the Verve thing or whatever. Like MTV used to always play that shit in the commercials,
Mm-hmm.
and that shit plays in my head rent free. So when I heard yeah, so when I heard the beat for Photograph, it instantly took me to like a Hoobastank vibe, and then yeah, so Photographs to me, I think I tried to tap into the R&B, like the R&B
Okay.
songwriting side on
Okay.
there, like um, and I actually wanted to like um give that one a lot more substance. So like
Okay.
Photographs, if you hear it, is pretty much about, like something great that went bad, and then understanding, like you know what I'm saying. The goal of that record is for people to understand, like the photographs are there because a memory happened, but in time, that's just gonna fade,
Yep.
and it's just something you got to deal with. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So,
Yep.
photographs are definitely, in my opinion, um, based off experiences with shorties, like you know what I mean.
Okay.
A lot of trial and tribulations of from what happened on the last project. I
Right.
felt like I put all that into that record, and I
Okay.
said, when I
Okay.
made this, because remember I told you I didn't want to give people clout no more. So
Right.
I pretty much, when I wrote Photographs, I was like, let me put everything into detail and everything that how I feel in a certain situation on this record, so that we don't never really have to speak about it again. Like you know what
Again.
I mean? Like
Right.
so, Photographs is that. That's probably might be my favorite record on there because it resonates with me a lot. Just
Got a lot off your chest.
a lot, yeah. So that one right there, I would say out of the whole project, Photographs is the one to me that sticks. And then She's in Love with a Jock. That's the
Now,
last
what's that
record.
about? What's that about?
Um, yeah. So the idea when I first heard the beat, right, I fell in love with the beat because so I felt like I was performing at a prom, like a homecoming or some
Ah.
shit, right?
Okay.
So when I wrote it, I envisioned me being the lead singer that's on the stage rocking out, singing this shit. But so She's in Love with a Jock. Now, if you listen to the story, pretty much, um, again, like based off like the cover, I would be like the guy that's the not so popular kid, right?
Right. Right.
So the song explains that. I had something with a shorty, right? And like I was sprung off of her, but realistically, she was in love with a jock that
Right.
wasn't me. You know what I'm saying? So I I took it to the performing in a homecoming prom. Like
That's
I
fire.
had that in my mindset because if you hear she's in love with a jock, it's really one verse repeated.
Yeah.
Like I don't like yeah, I just and I did that because I imagined me saying it on stage to a crowd of people that are dancing to the same song over and
Over and
over
over.
again. And
Right.
I figured let's just let's dumb it down to where they can know what I'm saying and I don't
Right.
gotta keep it going. I could just throw it back around. And
Right.
also because um when I wrote it, I didn't want to oversaturate it. Like I felt like the second verse that I had on there, I was like, whoa, this shit is like going left field, like you know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like
Right.
you had already explained it on here. So when I was recording it, I had initially stopped and then my engineer was like, all right, we're gonna run it back. Boom. And then we just ran it back, but then we ran it back so smooth that if you hear it, it's a continuous play. Like I've
Sounds like
never stopped saying it.
it.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So
Yeah.
and then
That's fire.
I did have two other records that I was gonna throw on there. I mean, they're not done, but I had beats now just lined up to
Okay.
go on there. But my engineer was like, "No, like
Beats
let's stop
four.
right
Perfect.
here." Yeah, yeah. He's like, "Let's
Oh,
stop right
okay. Shout
here."
out to the engineer then.
Yeah, shout out to
That's a good
Dub.
call.
Dub was like, don't give him too much. Let's focus on these records." Which is why I
Right.
went back to the drawing board and I was like, "We gotta do this. We gotta add this.
That
I
was
want to
smart.
change this."
That was smart of him.
So yes, sir. So we definitely went back there. Like I said, I might have recorded this second week of July, because I was gone for 1 week. When I came back from Miami, locked right in. I was like, listen, I want to start cooking. I started listening to these beats. I'm like, oh, I spoke to one of my close friends, my boy Country. He had a lot of input in my earlier music,
Right.
right? So he was one of the people that he's the unbiased friend.
Okay.
So a lot of my harsh criticism and tough criticism came from him.
Right.
So when when I brought the idea to him, because I was the type of person I'm gonna make music regardless. Like, you know what
Right.
I
Right. Right.
mean?
Right.
Like
Right. Right.
so at the time, excuse me, like he he fell back from the process when I was creating music because I was just like I'm gonna keep making music. So he helped me with a lot of mixtapes I did when I was rapping
Okay.
and like and not like writing my shit at all, but more like
Giving input.
content direction.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly. So, um, Midnight Special, which is my first R&B tape, he had a lot of input on that,
Okay.
and which I think some people still say that's my best project out.
Okay.
I think that's fucking crazy. I mean that's just me. I mean, I don't fuck y'all talking about. I done dropped so much shit, but
Right. Right. Right.
to each its own. But so when I brought up the idea to him, like, yo, I want to make like an alternative rock album, he was like, all right. He's like, that sounds good. But he didn't know that I had it recorded already.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
had most of it recorded. So I was just telling him, like, yo, I gotta I kinda wanna do this and shit. So I remember letting him hear all four songs before they were like touched, like remastered. And he was telling me, he'd be like, yo, this sounds good. Like Love Bomb. Like, yo, this sounds good. He's like, but you gotta be a rocker. Like I'm saying, like
You have to go
you
all in.
gotta, yeah. Because before I went back and touched it, it still sounded like me,
Right.
but more like R&B me, trap me,
Okay.
like not me. But he was like, listen, get out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get out of that.
Yeah.
He's like, you're a suburban kid. Like for real, like you're a suburban kid who has everything handed to him. Like, he just created this whole little like idea
Right.
and a whole perspective for me to take it in. I was like, you know what? Let's do that. So when I showed it to him, he told me he loved the idea and he gave me all the pinpoints, everything that I needed to do to make the tape what it was. So I took that, all the feedback he gave me, and he was like, because he was like, yo, he goes, you've been lost in the sauce for a while. Like he told me straight up, like he was like, yo, you dropped how many projects since your first one? And I was like, shit, like seven, eight. You know,
Right.
I've
Right.
dropped a lot of projects. He's like,
Right.
you've been in that same sauce. He told me, lost in that same sauce, that same R&B sauce. He goes, yo, try something new. So I did that. I went, and I went into the stew. I touched it up, and right away I went to upload it. Then I wanted to create the cover. The cover was kind of a hard thing to do
Mm-hmm.
at the moment
Right.
because I was like, I don't know if I want to put myself on the cover like I normally do. I don't know if I want it to just be words, like you know what I mean. So I was like, how about I was like, me and my engineer made it. So my engineer, he made the cover. Nobody
Okay.
knows that either. Yeah, me and I wouldn't say him, but we both did put a couple ideas together. Shout out to AI. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Word.
I mean, if they can make songs, I'm gonna use them to make covers. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Exactly.
I had a created doll. Then I created the toy store atmosphere, and then boom, that's how the cover came about. And then the idea to not put any words or titles on the cover was also my idea because I want people to be like, man, what the fuck is this? Like, what is this
Right.
doll? What the hell?
And that's exactly
And
what I
then,
said when I seen the cover. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah, yeah, what the fuck is this? Yeah,
Right.
and then it's me. So it was like, the fuck is going on? So I wanted to go in this direction mainly to get out of the pool that I was in because
I hear you,
I
bro.
felt like the rap pool was just it was exhausting and overwhelming at times. The competitiveness. So I'm
Yeah.
actually in my own lane. There's people that make this type of music. I found like one or two people, but it ain't quite like it because they're chasing 2010,
Right.
2015 rock, and I'm
Right. You're
keeping
like
it
two
from what we.
decades away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and also like it makes me think of a time, bro. Like it brings me back to a time. Like those sound, like that sound, those four songs, like it brings me back to a time where it's like it's just it's like a great place to be in musically. Like you know what I mean? Like aside from all the toxic drill shit that they got going on, like I can't indulge in. So I
Right.
wanted to go in a different direction just so I could branch out and reinvent myself as an artist.
That's what it is, man. I mean, and you did that, just that with that project, bro. And
Yeah.
you answered all my questions.
Word, man. You sure you ain't got no other questions, man? I mean, I
Nah,
got
you got them all, bro. You got them all, man. It's always a great
yeah,
conversation
yeah,
with you, bro. You know what I mean?
for
You always breaking
sure.
shit down. Appreciate
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes, sir. I'm glad I got to break down the album on here, man, because a lot
Yeah,
of people they just
that's a
hear the
vibe,
album, you
man.
know.
So now they
Yeah,
can go back and listen and really
they can
understand what's
get the
going on. You know what
understanding
I'm
of
saying?
it. Exactly. For
Yeah, let
sure, for
them know
sure.
how they can find you on social media and your music everywhere.
Yeah, you can find me High Young with two G's. You can find me on all streaming platforms: Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube. You can YouTube my shit. Social media: High Young, IG,
Two
High
G's, y'all.
Young,
Two G's.
two G's. Yeah, High Young with the two G's. And at this point, I think I'm about to start focusing on the visuals. That's the only
Mm.
thing I'm missing right now.
Okay. That should be interesting.
I got yeah, I got some pretty dope ideas
Oh,
brewing. Um,
that's what it is.
I mean, I kind of wanted to do a now I'm not sure how this is gonna go, but I definitely wanted to do an MTV unplugged of my tape. So I wanted to see if I could
Oh,
get
okay.
a live band. I
Okay.
got venues to do this, but I want to get like maybe a live band
That'll
that
be
could
fire
emulate
for
the
that
sound.
project, bro.
Yeah, and I would go ahead and do like a little performance, even if it's like a what is it, tiny desk kind of vibe, like nothing
Right.
crazy,
Right.
just liven out the sound. I think that's what I want to do now.
It'll be tough.
And yeah, that's what I kind of want to do now. I want to focus on the visuals. I've been I kind of yeah I can't like I haven't been writing like I normally do. Like another thing, before I wrote Attention Addiction Kills, I wasn't really writing music. Like I was actually like on like writing ideas for that show that I was telling you
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
So
you talking about you was ready to move
yeah,
on. Right, right.
uh-huh. So when I tapped back in to write, it kind of reminded me like, bro, you could do this. Like writing is easy for you.
Right,
It
right, right,
works.
right. Of course. That's like
So
riding a
I've
bike.
been
You.
yes, sir. So I've
Right.
been listening to a lot of beats, like you know what I mean. I've been listening to a lot of metal beats too, man. I don't know if I want to go really deep into the rock
What? You ready
music.
to
I
go
don't
metal
know.
on them? What?
I'm saying I've been listening to all type of different beats, but I definitely
Okay.
uh like for the future, I would say I'm focusing on this project. I don't want to make the mistake that I always made in the past about
Right, 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 right,
dropping music.
right.
Um, but I do want to kind of stay on this sound, like the
Okay,
rock sound.
okay.
I think it just puts me in a different lane, so it's kind of like I stick out like a sore thumb no matter where I'm at. Like you know
Right,
what I
right,
mean?
right.
But to all those that are listening, that are R&B fans of my shit, because you gotta understand, some people are mad that I dropped this project. You know what I
Oh, I
mean? So
bet, bro.
yeah,
They
there's
were
some people
used to a
mad.
certain
Yeah,
sound. So yeah.
they say I'm trying to be like Wheezy, but I just want them to know that I still got them R&B tracks on deck.
That's yeah. I mean, they know now. They know now.
Making R&B is easy for me. I still somewhere before my career is over, bro. Somewhere before my career is over, I want to make that rap album
Hey,
with all my friends,
that'll be
a high
fire, bro.
younger
I'm telling you,
friends,
you
a
come back and do
Christmas,
that rap album. Watch, watch.
like a
They're gonna go
Christmas tape.
crazy.
You know what I
Watch.
mean? Drop it on Christmas. You know what I'm
All right,
saying? I
Christmas
still
rap
want to do
album.
that.
Oh
I
yeah.
do got rap records though. I'm not gonna lie. I got like
Okay.
10, like just sitting. But for the future, yeah, I kind of want to focus on what we have at hand, these records. But I'm also gonna leave the note open that anything is possible. Like I
Fact.
mean, so
Right.
maybe Attention Addiction Kills Part Two in the future, Heartbreaking and Trap Three,
Or all of that. You might get them all.
X3 Two. You
Right.
know what I mean? Who knows? Like who knows what I got?
That's what it is, bro.
I got a lot in the I got a lot in the vault, man. A lot I could do. So just stay tuned, man. That's all I can say. Just stay
Appreciate
tuned.
you, man. Appreciate
But
you. Thanks for coming on once again, bro. For
thank
real.
you, man. I know I talked to the storm, my bad, man,
All
but it's
good, bro.
always a pleasure.
Look, all good. This is great. Trust me. I
Always
can
a
make a
pleasure,
lot of
man.
content with this. Trust.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And also, man, definitely looking forward to next time, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Of course.
whenever
You
another
drop some
time,
more heat. You already know I'm gonna be in contact, bro.
for sure, man. But big shout out to your podcast, brother. It's called the Sandbox, right? That's what it is now.
Well, it's the Sandbox Podcast Network. It's
The
a network. It's still
Sandbox
a blast.
Podcast Network. My bad, my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, yeah. It's a network, but it's
I
still a
remember when it was
blast.
the blast. It's the blast. All right, it's still
Yeah,
the
it's still a
blast. All right,
blast. Yeah,
making
yeah.
sure. I was gonna say it in the beginning, but I was like, yo, I don't know if he's not off that no more,
Nah,
or is
nah,
it something
we still the
different? But
blast. So it's just I've been promoting
it's
the
the
network
blast.
lately. Yep.
All right, well, big shout out to the blast, man. It's my second time on here, and
Sure.
stay tuned. And I can't wait till the next time, brother. You
You
already
already
know,
know,
man.
man. Truly appreciate you
Appreciate you,
coming on,
man.
my guy.
You
Peace.
already, man. Everybody go stream that new album, man, on
Yes.
all streaming platforms.
Stream all them albums.
Attention
Stream all
addiction kills.
his projects.
All of
Stream
it. Yeah,
all of
you
that.
got
He's got a
knock
lot.
yourself out. Yo, you know what? I'll probably make a greatest hits soon too, man, because I got so many
You
on there.
you got enough projects to do that, bro.
I'm saying, oh, I could do a verses, man. Maybe I could do a verses or something, right?
What you gonna
Who
do it
knows,
versus
man?
by yourself? Nah, I don't know
I
anyone that
can't.
got a catalog like yours, bro.
It's crazy, right? It's
It's
different,
crazy,
man.
bro.
But I appreciate that, man, for sure, for real,
Yeah, man.
man.
Keep up
And
the good work, my guy. You already know
yeah,
the
thank you
vibes.
so much for having me on the show, man. It's all
You
love,
already
for
know.
real, man.
You already.
And whenever this drops, I'm posting it 100 times, man.
Of course. All right, my
So be
dude. Be
easy,
safe,
brother.
man.
Be safe. All right, bro.
Peace.